A deranged and demented Donald Trump began this morning by posting Liberation Day in America over and over again. He then reposted a video of Kelly Loeffler, and she said, "This is an exciting day, Liberation Day. This is the single greatest salvation for not just small businesses, but for America." What they are referring to is Donald Trump putting tariffs on every country in the world. And at least as of the recording of this video, he hasn't announced what that plan even is, but he says everyone is going to be tariffed, and he's attacking literally every country in the world with an emphasis on our allies, who Donald Trump has made our former allies. Then Donald Trump makes it clear that his tariffs are also about penalizing Canada over fake allegations of drug trafficking. And then Donald Trump attacks Republicans like Susan Collins, Mitch McConnell, Lisa Murkowski, and Rand Paul, because they have said that they're going to join with Democrats in the Senate to introduce legislation to try and block Donald Trump from imposing very drastic tariffs on Canada and to try to get Trump to stop attacking Canada. Here's what Donald Trump posted this morning as well. Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, Susan Collins of Maine, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, and Rand Paul, also of Kentucky, will hopefully get on the Republican bandwagon for a change and fight the Democrats' wild and flagrant push to not penalize Canada for the sale into our country of large amounts of fentanyl by tariffing the value of this horrible and deadly drug in order to make it more costly to distribute and buy. They are playing with the lives of the American people and right into the hands of the radical left Democrats and drug cartels. Donald Trump is doing exactly what Putin did with Ukraine. The way Putin lied and said this is about denazification, exactly what Donald Trump is doing, and saying all of Canada are drug dealers and drug cartels, and they're killing Americans, and that's why we need to attack Canada. That's what Donald Trump is doing. That's why Canadians view what Trump is doing not merely as a trade war, but as a real war. And that's why Canada is boycotting all things American. They're boycotting American tourism. They're boycotting American goods and products. And that's why Canada has gone elbows up and why they've rallied around people like Member of Parliament Charlie Angus, and why you have the Prime Minister Mark Carney surging in the polls there with the Liberal Party. As Daniel says, step back for a second also and think about what Trump just woke up to this morning. Democrats won the Wisconsin Supreme Court seat. Shout out to Judge Crawford. Democrats won the Wisconsin school superintendent seat. Democrats flipped the mayorship in Aurora, Illinois' second city. They flipped the county executive position in Wisconsin's Winnebago. Strong results for Democrats across the school board races in Wisconsin, and very strong municipal results in Illinois. This was a big overall night for Democrats, in addition to the Supreme Court race in Wisconsin that everyone was following. Even when you look in Florida, at Florida's 6th and Florida's 1st congressional district, where Democrats lost those seats, they closed the margins in ruby red districts by about 20 points. So yes, disappointing the Democrats lost, disappointing that some of those Florida voters in the 1st and 6th congressional districts still voted for MAGA candidates, but a 20% drop in performance from just 5-6 months ago. Take a look at this map right here, as Tom Heerden says, "Good morning. They say Elon Musk can do the impossible, and yesterday he did. His meddling in Wisconsin and his indiscriminate and illegal Doge cutting moved the entire purple state of Wisconsin 11 points towards a Democrat 5 months after Trump won by 1 here. You heard that right. It was an 11-point swing in just 5 months in favor of Democrats. It was a blowout, frankly, for the Wisconsin Supreme Court race for Judge Crawford. People in Wisconsin are fed up with Trump and Doge destroying the federal government, destroying essential services, cruelly firing workers, destroying people's life savings and 401k, going after people's social security, going after people's Medicaid, and then going back to Mar-a-Lago to golf and vacation and party while giving all of us the middle finger. Here is how Carl Quintanilla is quoting Politico and says, he got crushed. Musk and Trump got crushed. Crawford won by 10 points in a state that has been decided by less than a single percentage point in each of the last 3 presidential campaigns. Crawford even won Brown County itself, where Musk held his rally on Sunday night. Americans are feeling the pain in their pocketbooks as inflation is surging. Gas prices are up as well. The biggest increase in average gas price versus a month ago. Indiana gas is up 46 cents a gallon. Ohio 39 cents. Wisconsin 35. Illinois 33. Michigan up 32. By the way, you want to see that Kelly Loeffler? I know you probably don't, but I want to show it to you to call out the ridiculousness of it. Here's Kelly Loeffler talking about Liberation Day, where everybody gets tariffed. You get a tariff, you get a tariff, you get a tariff, and Trump causes further destruction on our economy. Play this clip.
We have to make sure that we're operating like a business, being accountable to taxpayers, regaining their trust. And that's what COVID is helping us. That's what certainly the Doge team is helping us do.
Then MAGA Republican Byron Donalds, who's running for governor in Florida, went on CNN and he was asked by the host a great question. So are you okay with your constituents feeling pain and suffering? And you'll see Byron's like, they're not going to have to feel pain and suffering. And then the CNN host is like, what are you talking about? All of you MAGA Republicans and Trump are saying people need to feel pain and suffering and hardship. They said in the long run, it will be good, but you need to experience pain and hardship and you need to suffer for the foreseeable future. Take a look at MAGA Republican Congress member Byron Donalds' response. Play it.
Are you okay with your constituents feeling more pressure and more pain when it comes to the economy as these tariffs are put in place and then the retaliatory tariffs are also put in place? Are you okay with pain being on their shoulders for a while as this all gets worked out?
Nobody wants pain for their constituents. I don't want pain for the people of Florida.
But Donald Trump said there will be some pain and disruptions.
Hold on. But you are making an assumption without knowing the details.
I'm not making the assumption. Donald Trump himself said there was pain and disruption that was going to happen.
You're making an assumption. You are making an assumption, an economic assumption right now. Let's be very clear. The real pain economically has been the massive inflation coming from bloated overspending here in Washington, D.C. That is the real pain that the American people have felt the last 4 years.
So then Byron Donalds is asked if he's a little bit worried by some of the massive shifts towards Democrats, shifts towards blue in last night's elections. Byron's like, nah, I don't know. Play this clip.
See any warning in the fact that these were won by Donald Trump for 30 plus points. And suddenly we're seeing that cut down to about half with the Democrats gaining steam there. Is there a warning in that to you?
Not really. I mean, look, when you deal with special elections, a win. No. When you deal with special elections, a win is a win.
As the host said, seriously? Really? Because everything these MAGAs say are lies. They're incompetent. They're liars, and they do what liars do. They lie over and over again. We're also learning that we could see a U.S. Credit rating downgrade this year. No big surprises there. What CNBC was reporting moments ago was that Trump has already made his decision on the tariffs. Again, though they're calling it reciprocal tariffs, I like what Dmitry Grozbedinsky says here. Note to journalists, you don't have to mindlessly repeat Trump's branding of the tariffs coming today as reciprocal if, as leaks suggest, he's just picking a big round number and applies it widely. Yes, even if he claims he has 15 to 20% grievance against every country he targets, words mean things. I think the thing that you should know is that if you actually look at the current state of tariffs, Europe, for example, tariffs the United States about 1%. The U.S. has similarly, before Trump, around 1% tariffs. So the U.S., with basically all of its trading partners, has tariffs somewhere in the range of 1%, 2%. 2% against the US, 1% against Europe, this country, that country. That's generally where it is, because generally we believe in free trade and a historical experience that tariffs are bad and problematic. But Trump wants to then just say, okay, well, 20%, 25%, 30%. And then there's retaliation for that. And then the trade war escalates right there. As I reported earlier in this video as well, Mitch McConnell and several Republicans seem like they're going to be supporting a Democratic piece of legislation. They're going to vote on it tonight that would eliminate tariffs on Canada. Trump is super pissed about that. This was Trump's big liberation day, and he wants to spread all the lies about Canada that he's spreading right there. I'll leave you with this right here from BlackRock CEO. It's not exactly like BlackRock is a bastion of lefty thinking. And this is what the BlackRock CEO said. People are pausing. Consumers are pausing. M&A is pausing. Corporations are pausing. Everybody is pausing. And you're going to start seeing that in the economic results. Also, page 1 of the Washington Post. U.S. says migrant wrongly deported. 2019 order by a Trump immigration judge should have shielded the man. Officials refused to ask El Salvador to return him. That's what we're waking up to today. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.